Um, Yay, the fun of moving and trying to figure out internet. It's so much fun. So let me see. Just letting people know I was trying to go live from my computer so I could be able to, or from my phone, but I set up the live on my computer. And then it's telling me that my computer no longer works for streaming, even though it's only like a year old. Um, so having to reset up everything. Very sorry about the inconvenience. Hopefully everyone is finding this new stream going on. Um, let's see. Oh, look, it gave me a advertisement so I can log into it. Well, so everyone knows I am the cat toy lady. It is a bit stressful around here, and I'll explain at the end. But today is really for cat bed questions. Um, I hear some really crazy things about cat beds, like my cat doesn't like beds. Everywhere's a cat bed, really. So that's another one that just bothers me. That means you're just not wanting to offer your cat a bed. Um, or my cat doesn't like that type of bed, which really can be true. And that's what today's kind of about, is finding the right type of bed, knowing to offer multiple types of bed, kind of like cat scratchers, just what's going to be right for their type of personalities. So let me get my chat going here finally. Thank you all for joining me in the new chat. Again, it's chaos around here. I will go into the fact that in 10 days we will technically be houseless? No, wait. Addressless. We're homeless, but we have an RV that we live in, but no address to our name in 10 days. So once I get through the cat bed, we'll get to that fun part of the talking, um, and let you know about me trying to go to this big pet expo. Hopefully I qualify. We'll see. I'll go into all the craziness of how you have to qualify for that one. Those of you that have been in my lives before know that this has been a goal for like 2 years now to qualify to make it to it. So thank you all that are joining me. I greatly appreciate it. So let's get into cat beds. Um, and of course, if you have any questions, just type them below. And yes, I see someone says, my cat steals the dog bed. Yeah. Your cat apparently wants a fluffier, softer type of bed that's made for heavier weight pets, like dog beds. So they might want a little bit more squish for the cush, or is that the right phrase? Whatever it may be. And so I'll get to the questions about where we are and what's in the future in a minute. Oh, look. When you live with kids, an 8-year-old boy, footballs end up in cat beds. It's one thing to reach in and find a cat toy, because cats do that. But a football, the cat doesn't want that. So I brought you an option, and there's actually a cat on the bed on the ground. I guess I'll show that one last and see if she moves. But there's an option or an array of cat beds that I have in the RV with us. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 others. Well, they're all the same types, but 4 other spots, minus, the cardboard food trays. That is what we use as a cat bed up in the loft. So I'll start with that one. Some cats like something that holds heat. That's their number one goal. They could care less if it's fluffy. In the window up in the loft of the RV, we have a window on each side. The food tray for canned cat foods, I have the chewy style one, so they're thicker, like 1/4 inch cat food. I mean, they're heavy duty. They're much thicker than a regular cardboard box. I have that in front of both of the side windows with the windows up, because when the sunlight comes in, it heats up. The cats love it because they're up high. And when we were parked at our house, we were, tree level. So they could really be up in the trees with the cats, or with the birds and the squirrels and the chipmunks that are down below. And if you hear scurrying going on, there is currently a Lego on the floor and a cat chasing a Lego. And it's a round Lego, like a little barrel, so it rolls well. Hopefully she doesn't eat it. Luckily it's small enough it'll pass, because we've never learned that one around here. Um, but so we had the cardboard boxes up in the loft. That's easier with having a son that is just chaotic up there. If he spills something on it, even though he's not supposed to have drinks up there, or if something happens to it, a hairball, we just chuck it, and with the next Chewy order, we get more. And like I said, the Chewy ones that come on the canned food, they're like, God, easily 3 times the thickness of a regular box. And I guess they put that on top of your canned food so they don't get dented, which is nice. Very considerate, considering in the past, like a year ago, when I would order from Chewy, half the cans would come just dinged up and the FedEx guy is like punting it across the floor. But so cardboard box, nice, easy, inexpensive. If they throw up on it, you don't have to worry about washing it. I do have hair eaters, so they'll eat anyone's hair, my hair, their hair. When we had dogs, dog hair. So even Hairball Remedy just could not keep up with our old cat Kitty, and then Cindy. So that is an option, and because I have cats that like to kind of ooze over the edge of boxes, they like that. And let's just check into the chat. Hello Ed, I see you in there, Mr. Flash in your pan. If you guys are at all into gold mining, like gold panning, check out his channel. Trust me, it makes you want to go out there. And I'm in the North Georgia mountains now, so this is gold territory. But let's see. So I do offer a variety of beds for the cats. Even sounds crazy, but the cat scratchers that are beds, because they're paper, they hold heat, then they can scratch and scent mark on them. And even though they're not fluffy, they're still comfy to cats. So, good option. I just don't have one around here. We have, this is Target brand, Miss Target. Just basic cat bed, nice and shallow. I have one of these beside the washing machine, and on this is the one from the bed. This goes between her pillows because Kitty has to sleep there. 15 years of her being between Jeremy and I at night. But that one's nice and washable, and since she is our hairball queen, when she throws up in the middle of the night, it's easy to just toss it to the side and wash it in the morning. So let's get rid of that one. Maybe a cat will switch onto that one and give me the one on the floor. Save that one kind of for last. Then we have the Uba Fluffy. Let me show you the one that, this is PetSmart brand. It's nice and deep. I think it might be a small dog bed. I think the dog's a better bed. I mean, let's face it. Oh, it does have hidden mice. Again, this is the one with the paper tail to it. So if they do chew on the tail, not gonna hurt them. But they love chasing these mice around. And I get these at Target too. But this one bed is PetSmart bed. And it has little grippies on the bottom. Because I have cats, especially when they were kittens, that loved to nurse on everything that was fuzzy. I got a lot of fuzzy beds. So this is a good option. This is one for, especially in the winter when they like to burrow down and nest in. Highly recommend. This is the one that goes on our bookshelf. If you ever get to see around the RV, I have like stairs that go up to the loft. And there's 2 of this style and that fluffy one in the middle. And there's so much cat hair floating around. Go figure. Yeah, it's lots of cats that do like to use the cat beds, or dog beds. Let's see. Well, okay, I was just reading through the comments. So, let's switch that one. But that one is a big fan. Usually that's our kitty that likes to hide behind the washer and dryer. Um, when I come out in the morning to feed and get coffee and all that goodness, that's usually where he's sleeping because it's right in front of where the heat comes out of the fireplace. He loves it. Then I have these in front of the windows. You probably can hear kids yelling too. They're playing video games in the room next to me. It's quite fuzzy. But Target, I mean, I like Target. There aren't any Targets up here, by the way. I'm going to be in Target withdrawals. But another fluffy bed that's fuzzy just because, again, I have ones that like to nurse. Ooh, if I could show you down here, the cat that doesn't come out often, it's just strolling around. He loves the RV. He would not come out in the daytime at all unless I was the only one in the house and I had been the only one in the house for hours. That cat will stroll around now with Jeremy and Adam sitting on the couch and be like, "What's up, guys?" Who knew it? It just took an RV to make a cat that's been hiding under the bed for 12 years come out. And he even gives Jeremy love nips now. I mean, this is really off topic, but the cat was petrified of everyone else but me. And like for me, he'd like bite me and hold on and not let go until I started petting again with the other hand. If your other hand's preoccupied, you're screwed. Um, so yeah, he actually gave Jeremy a love nip and didn't want to let go of his hand. I don't know what it is about the RV, but he's chewing away on food down there. So yes, so one thing about these is the wall's not too high on the bed. It gives them a chance to be able to see over the edge, and it's nice and comforting without tucking them in too much, like that first gray bed I showed you that was fuzzy, where that kind of makes a big nest. When they sink into it, it goes up above their head when they're asleep. And let's see. This is the bed that takes the most explaining. This is the one where my cat doesn't like the bed. He won't use the bed. Da 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 da. I have heard this so many times. Remember, I used to be in the pet product industry. I used to sell cat toys. I used to develop cat toys. It shouldn't take rocket science for cats, but sometimes it does. So, this bed, we see one way in, one way out. Nice little cave. They're called cat caves. There's some extremely cute ones out there that are wool, that look like fish. I mean, they're just some stinking cute ones. Cat Ball is one of the companies. Love them. The reason why people say my cat doesn't like the bed, especially if you have multiple cats or cats and dogs mix, or rugrats running around scaring your cat, cats don't want to feel trapped. They don't want to go in a place where they can't run out the backside. Kind of like the whole litter box thing where I say they need to be able to have escape routes. That's why some cats don't like this style bed. They will sit on top, squish it, and sleep on it that way, but they won't go in the cave. And then you have others that only like the cave because for them, it feels safe. It's all about their personality. So if you think your cat doesn't like this style or does like this style, still offer them multiple types. You don't want for them to, let's say, develop a diversion of wanting to go in feeling scared for a little bit if they got bullied in some situation. So definitely, give them options. Goodness, it had probably been 10 years since I had this style bed because my cat just slept on top of it and would squish it flat, which, it works. But you pay money for the cave style that sometimes is a lot more expensive. Note that one. So you want them to use it. And sometimes they just disappoint you. So definitely try this style, but if they don't like it, it's not for them. This one was $10 at Target. It's not like it's going to break your bank for this style. If you find out that they like it, then, by all means, you can put them in different spots of the house. Or they may only like this style in one area, like their safe zone. So it's about feeling out what's going to work best for them. If it's an ambush situation, I mean, here, 5 cats, 1 RV. We're always trying to do what we can to minimize behavioral issues. I mean, rule of thumb with litter boxes is however many cats you have, that many litter boxes plus one. 43 feet of RV is not enough room for 6 litter boxes that, since I have a ginormous cat, needs to be somewhere around 2.5 feet, 3 feet wide or long. I can't put 6 of those in here and have us have space to walk. That's just not how it works. So besides, scooping a lot, it's a lot about keeping behavioral stuff under control. Um, Playtime is really important. It gets some of the angst and anxiety out of all of them, giving them the things that work for each cat. So Kitty, the 17-year-old, will not go in this type. Ellie and Donnie, my youngest ones, the ones that, like, if you see the video of them wrestling, I had to get 2 of these because Ellie would be in here all nice and cute, and Charlie and his special self would try to push his way in. And Ellie just needed more space. So that's why they had 2 of them that are next to each other. So it gives an alternative so Ellie can have breathing room, because Charlie is up her butt all the time. It's just how it is. The last type of cat bed, which I think are neat because there's a lot of fleece ones. You don't have to worry about the cats that want to spread out more, and the cat bed doesn't give them that. I'm about to really piss off a cat because I have to show it to you, and there's an 18-pound goddess on top of this one. Oh, I'm sorry, Cindy. Move, baby. Okay. And of course, this is the one that's in Cindy's carrier, so that's why there's a few hairballs. This is for her travel carrier. But it's just nice, flat, nothing fancy to it, just a little bit of padding bed. In the house, in front of windows and stuff like that, I would have that style that were fleece. That way it really held heat without having to have a lot of padding to it. Cindy herself is not one for the uber deep type cat bed. She likes the more rigid ones where she can ooze over the edge and melt her way across whatever she's laying on. So yeah, so that is my quick tutorial on different styles of cat beds, what to think about, offering many types. Don't just limit your cats to one type of cat bed in one spot of one place in the house. They love sun to sit in front of. They like heat vents if you have heat vents on the floor. If you have skylights, I mean, we had in our, of course, we didn't use the bathtub, but in the guest bath in our house that we're selling, a skylight up above, and the cats loved sunbathing there because it direct sun. So I had a cat bed, and it was one of the flat style ones inside the bathtub. So you just have to learn to accommodate them. I think that's the biggest thing that I'm learning as someone who's into cat behavioral issues and being a vet tech. I mean, 23 years in the field. Have seen some stuff. But we have to stop trying to change the cats into fitting into our homes. Cats have instincts. Cats have certain behaviors. It's not a switch that you can just hit and make go away. So we want them happy. That way we don't have, the peeing inappropriately or shredding certain things, chewing on shoes, whatever their vice is. So just learning to work with them and just not forcing them to have to fit what we expect from them. Because they're a cat, they can't talk to you, and they're just going to do what they want to do. So, now that my lecture about living with cats is over, and I have a lot of hair in my mouth, by the way, all those cat beds, yeah, apparently I need to vacuum them more often. Just saying. Maybe that needs to be a video. How to properly clean things that your cat lays on. Because there's so many different textures that you have to try to get cat hair out of. And if I do get to go to this pet expo, there's some new shedding or like de-hairing tools that are out on the market that are supposed to be at this event. So let me, ooh, I'm trying to figure out, do I start with being homeless or me trying to get into this cat event? Because to me, the cat event's more interesting. But because so many of you follow my husband too, I think you want to know about the fact that in 10 days we are homeless. Well, addressless. One of my friends says that that's technically still homeless. But I have a home. It just goes everywhere with us. And we are paying for a spot that we're parked in. So the house is under contract. On the 15th, it's supposed to sell. It's been through the inspection period. Nothing serious found, luckily. Yeah, it's moving towards closing, and I'm going to really miss my neighbors, I just have to say. Oh, your calico likes the lint roller. My cats hate anything sticky. The sound of sticky, me using the lint roller itself, like it is not their cup of tea. I wish they were the type I could vacuum, but especially Charlie. Charlie sheds, and it's this thick, disgusting hair. He's not like most cats. As my vet boss says, he probably wasn't supposed to make it, but through a lot of medical intervention, he has made it. And he keeps having issues that keep needing medical intervention, so I can go into that one in a second too. But so the house in 10 days from now, the 15th, sells. We don't have land. We are in an RV park. Granted, I may have splurged just a little because there's 2 RV parks up here. One of them is a little bit of a culture shock for me. I'm trying to be really nice about this. Because I can be a bit of a snob when it comes to things. I mean, where I lived with my mom in the country, or it was the country, it's now suburbs of Atlanta, but, horse farms everywhere, that type of thing, and cows, and now it's just homes. But, so I grew up with 2 different types of lives. In the inner city of Atlanta, well, Midtown Atlanta, and a very posh lifestyle with my grandparents, not too shabby with my mom because my grandparents paid for it. But I put it this way, that where I grew up was Ackworth, Georgia, and it's referred to as Crackworth for a reason. So I've seen some things, but this RV park was still a culture shock. And moving up to the mountains here in Georgia is a culture shock in itself for us. It's a different type of southern twang that I have to like interpret in my head. It's like when you hear someone speak in an Irish lilt, you can understand them, but it takes a second. That's kind of how the southern is up here for me. So, almost lost my coffee. So we are up in the RV park. I picked the nicer one. It's more than I wanted to pay, but it has a heck of a view. I've done another live from here before, when we were just coming up here to vacation for the weekend, and that's the weekend that we fell in love with the mountains. And I've always had that moment where, like, we go over the expressway and then all of a sudden you see the mountains, and it calls me. Just having that gorgeous view is, the same way as when you look at the ocean for some people. I just don't like sand, so I love the ocean, don't like sand, so I need the mountains. And luckily I have a very understanding husband. So we're in this RV park. The kids are homeschooling. They are not happy about it. Some days we're good. But my son thought that while we were in the RV park, it was basically like summer break and he didn't have to do school. And he found out this afternoon, tomorrow starts school again because this is just the weekend. Um, yeah, very, very disappointed. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, we have a piece of land that we're really, really praying isn't sold before or go under contract before our house is sold. So the day our house sells, the money goes in our bank account, and then we're going to use that money to turn around and buy land. We found the perfect spot. It's a gorgeous 10 acres. At the top is they've already plateaued and cleared, and then it's wooded, but it's a gentle slope down to a creek over that full 10 acres. So the creek is at the very back part of the 10 acres. Um, and I'll have my views, and yeah, that's the goal. Hopefully that place is still there. I'm hoping because it's zoned technically agricultural, it will still be there because those are harder loans when people need to get loans. I think you have to put like 50% down or something. Um, let's see. Oh, people are watching Adam and Nug on the TV. Yes, it is in Georgia that we're staying. We're just going up towards the Tennessee area. Not all the way into Tennessee, but far up. So yeah, that is the life update. So until we actually buy land, and of course the land we're looking at doesn't have a true address. So we'll have to do the whole petition for an address, get that established, get a driveway, like gravel put down, get water, power, and then we can move the RV. We need to get all that done before we can go on the road. Like road. There is a little bit of a trip that we have planned in our minds. Um, we're going to. I'm knocking on a door for a kid to be quiet, but the lady that had lost her wedding ring down in the Springs, I don't want Jeremy to give up on that ring. Her husband has since passed away from cancer. She needs that ring. We tried to go back a second time with a really good metal detector, and the seagrass was over 10 feet tall. So, and for those of you that may not know, if you found my channel through other methods than my husband is exploring with Nug. He goes and looks for missing people that he uses sonar with a boat. He scuba dives, he does river treasure, things like the lady contacted him about her wedding ring being missing. When they came back from their trip, they found out her husband had stage 4 cancer. So she really wants that ring. So during the winter, the seagrass is supposed to be shorter. I guess the manatees mow it all down at that point. And in the cold, it can't catch up and grow. So we need to go back there. There's some other cases that they need to go back down to and revisit down in Florida and along the way to Florida. So that trip needs to happen this summer, or this winter and spring. We'll call it spring. And then we can head up towards Adam for a bit. We don't have to truly be parked on our land and home basing it until the school year starts. So, but we need to at least have everything established so we can do that. And while we're out and about, we need to have someone put in a storage building so we can get our stuff out of storage and move it onto the property. But yeah, so that is life with the life update. Oh, your family lives in Blairsville. That's not too far from where we're looking. But Blairsville is right on the edge of Tennessee. We're not quite that far. Start a hobby farm for tax breaks. See, no. I love horses. I grew up horseback riding and eventing, and I told you I was a snob. Um, And my friend has the cutest mini donkeys. I'd love one. But at this stage in our life, with us having to travel a lot and not knowing anyone up here that I could trust to be able to take care of animals when we leave, um, that just maybe one day down the road, but not right now. But we are looking at almost 10 acres, so we'll have room for things like a lot of boats. Oh, FYI, for those of you that do know my husband, the GoFundMe that he put out, he didn't get it was a lot of money, so of course immediately we didn't get all the funds that we needed for like the dream boat, kind of dream boat, the boat he needs. Maybe one day he wants like some weird jet boat, but that's like a far off dream because that's more expensive than the RV. So the boat the rescue boat he just really needs. The full setup is just brand new. It's expensive. He was able to find on the government auction site a fire department that was selling that same boat, used but very well taken care of. Um, and only I think it's had 14 hours of use on the motor, so it doesn't have a lot of use to it. He just drove to Kansas City. Like he picked up the boat this morning. Um, so two of the boats need to go. One boat is actually Adam's. Actually, I think two of the boats are Adam's. One boat's Jeremy's, but two stay on our property. I don't know. I have very sweet neighbors that are letting us park the if you ever saw the blue dive truck, park that truck and the boats on their property. So our next door neighbors are gonna keep an eye on that stuff, so we don't have to pay even more to have a storage lot for that stuff too, because we're going broke on storage. So he was able to get that boat, and with the GoFundMe, basically he's getting the boat, and he's able to, because it doesn't have the bimini, whatever, the thing, the shade that goes up. I don't know why it's called that. The roof of the boat, or the lights that they need on it. The GoFundMe will cover all that, and they may have a little extra left for the comm system they need, because the comm system they have is broke again and has to be sent off to the manufacturer again. There's some defect in it, and it just can be used a handful of times and then keeps breaking. And for as much money as it is, because this probably is close to what the sonar costs, it should work. It makes me very, very sad, because we were extremely, extremely broke the first time that we decided to try to, the dive shop was letting us make payments on it. And it broke after the second use on the first go around. So we still had to make payments on something we didn't have and wasn't able to use, because it was in the shop and was there for like 2 months. So yes, that's my venting. Oh, I have t-shirts now. Ooh, show me your kitties. So part of Exploring with Nug, if you go there to the shop, exploringwithnug.com, is Exploring with Nug section, Wrecked and Recovered section, and Cat Toy Lady section. So you can get some Cat Toy Lady merch. There's just a small amount to start with. I do plan on adding more things, but since I am homeschool teaching, and I thought I would have a little bit more time on my hands, not being a vet tech anymore, or an active vet tech, I still like fill in. I did a shift last week, but yeah, homeschool, when you have a kid that hates social studies and thinks it's really boring, you end up having to literally be a teacher and teach them through it, because they're not hearing it when it's read to, like, it's just social studies. Everything else is fine. Am I married to the Nug? Yes, I am. I am Mrs. Nug. I'm the Nugget. I crack myself up. So yeah, Um, I will have more shirts and items on there. I think there's like one coffee mug at the moment. I'm working on a bumper sticker. I just have to get the right company for it, because a lot of companies don't make just cut out bumper stickers that hold up well, apparently. Some really bad reviews out there. But I like the Show Me Your Kitty one for the bumper sticker. And Give Your Cat a Boop for Me is also on there. Um, so yeah, no, merchandise is out. Then the Pet Expo. So, Global Pet Expo. It's in March, the like 22nd to the 24th. I had been to it a few times when I was in the pet industry. It's where every major company basically pulls their new products for the year and presents them to the world. Literally, the world does this. So there's international sections, there's everything. This is the event when all the new pet products for the year come out. Um, so I, I could go to it when I was in the pet industry, producing toys, of course, because we would also look for ideas and um, companies that could. Oh, I forgot the name of it. But basically, where it's their product, but they put your label on it, that type of thing. For a few things like cat grass. It's not like we produce our own cat grass. Private labeling. So, um, but we were also thinking about starting to sell our products wholesale. And that's where the fun comes in, because that company that I was told for 5.5 years that I worked for free, that the agreement was I was putting my money back into the business to help grow the business. And I kept being told, oh, well, you own part of the company. And I was given a piece of paper, a voucher saying, thank you for helping me out. And this was like the first Christmas we were together. You own part of the company. But then I would be told, for tax purposes, we're going to hold off till right after taxes are done. And that kept happening and kept happening. And we would patent products that I was designing, that she was just the face of the company. She had no clue how to even, what the toy was, what it was made out of, any of that stuff, how to put it together. So I was on the patent as the designer, but the company owned the patent. Then I found out, she confessed that she started patenting some of the other products with her as the designer, writing me out completely. Then other stuff would happen when she would tell me that I was stupid. I was doing everything. I was doing designing of the website, all the social media stuff, and just the language. It became an abusive relationship. I was being told how stupid I must be, dumb, just things like that, because I couldn't read her mind about what she wanted for something. But she couldn't tell me what she wanted either. So it was really hard. I was working 60 hours a week for free. And then to find out that my products were being patented, then we would go to an event and she would claim that she was the designer and be talking to some very, very bigwigs. Like, I'm talking Jackson Galaxy. If you know who the America's Vet is, Dr. Marty Becker. Like, big people. And she would take claim and literally shoo me to the side and not let me talk. Cut me off if I tried to introduce myself. Or if she was talking to the kitten lady, or just all these different bigwigs that are out there, the Trap King. I have been the fly on the wall with her taking credit for everything that I designed. And if I do go to this event, I'm going to have to figure out, because I'm not good at sugarcoating, do I confront her? If I confront her, one, it will be a video. Just saying. But what all would you guys do? Do you just be the bigger man and walk by and see all the products that you designed? Which she's only come out with one product, which is one that she came out with that was the one thing she said she wanted, and I shot down because it was stupid looking. It was just the dumbest cat toy. It looks like a voodoo doll, and it's made out of paper. Um, and that's the only thing she's come out with in 4 years, me being gone, 3 years. Um, but yeah, so I really wanted to get to this cat event, but part of me is nervous of running into her because every email I've ever sent has never been responded to. Anytime I have tried to call to address anything, I just got written out. And of course, this woman literally watched Fiona, my daughter, while I was having Gavin. Um, she was like a mother that literally hit a switch and decided that she was going to start pushing me out of the company, and was doing little things to let me know she was pushing me out. Like, she let me know she patented products behind my back. Um, and I think she was expecting a response. And at the time, it's like an abusive relationship. You think things are okay until you step away and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have put up with that. So it's that type of thing. Um, let's see. Just looking at some, yes, my P.O. box will be changing. We have it through March. So wherever we end up truly getting land, I mean, we're fingers crossed in 10 days that land does not sell or go under contract, because it really would be perfect for us. But we don't know for sure exactly where we're going to be. What goes around comes around. Yeah, be the bigger person. Part of me says that, but I've been the bigger person. I haven't even really spoken on it except for little things like in the last year. No one knew why I started this channel. By the way, this channel was a revenge channel. um, a lot of the cat toys that I showed how to make in the beginning were variants. They weren't the exact same toy. I showed different ways, so I would never be in breach of any type of patent. But I was showing how to make the toys that the company made, usually for about 3 to 4 cents a piece, when you're paying anywhere from 10 to 15 a piece. $15 versus a few cents from the Dollar Tree. And some of her products, the base products, really were coming from the Dollar Tree. So that was the funny part, is using things from the Dollar Tree and cutting them up into smaller pieces and then reselling them. So, Michelle thinks that I should, because I need closure from this unethical person. Even if she just sees you and doesn't talk to you. Well, I know how she was at different cat events in the past, like when we do CatCon or Snow Cats, different things. She would always just leave me at the booth, which was good because she was not a salesperson. Put her foot in her mouth a lot of the time and ruin sales. But as we know, I can talk. But so she probably has someone that's going to be working the booth while she mingles and walks around. So, but I do like the fact that on the website it does say that all the toys were designed by her and how smart she was. I've literally had Dr. Marty Becker, America's vet, is what he's known for, stand in front of a lecture hall of hundreds of veterinarians saying how genius she is for coming up with one of these cat products, the brown paper bag cat tunnel, because we had a small square one that could be used in vet cages for them to be able to hide in, but it was disposable because it was paper. And he pushes fear-free, so things being calm and stress-free in a vet clinic. And he called her a genius and all these wonderful things over and over, and she was just like, oh, I know, in front of hundreds of vets. And then when it came time to meet him, she pulled me to the side, and then he left. And I never got to meet him. She kept me to the side. And FYI, for those of you that know about my appendix issue, that 2 days before was the day my appendix ruptured. So I stayed up all night knowing that he was wanting to buy rights to the square cat tunnels. And we're talking, but he wanted to purchase millions of these. And of course she screwed that up, by the way. But he was talking about buying millions of this product. And it was one of the biggest meetings I thought I was ever going to have. And I was up all night with the shivers, because my appendix ruptured the night before, and I was just sick as a dog, and I felt horrible. And then all of a sudden, I'm at this lecture about Fear Free, and they're talking about new products that they want to be coming out with, and how they're going to be working with this genius woman. And every time he used the word genius, I thought I was going to fall out of the chair, because all she's done is rip people off. But yeah, so I was literally on the edge of dying so I could go to that, not realizing, because I thought I had an ovarian cyst, because it's common for me. I thought that's what ruptured. And instead it was my appendix. And I was very lucky. 2 trips to the emergency room after that. They still sent me home when they went in to remove my gallbladder a month later, because that stopped working the same week. They discovered my appendix had ruptured and the inside was just a mess, and they had to go in and clean it up. Basically, it walled itself off like a cat does abscesses. Imagine that, like a cat. So not only could I have died the night that I was waiting to go to this event with her, but from after surgery, when they went to clean it up, they had to respread all the bacteria, and I went septic. So yeah, that was a whole chaotic thing. I drove home from that event crying because she literally pushed me to the side when he went walking by, just so she could say the face of the company, and he thought she designed everything. And of course she did that with Jackson Galaxy too. And if you are cat people, you may know who Jackson Galaxy, my cat from hell, he is a really big deal in the cat industry. So yeah, that one sucked. So yeah, part of me wants to be the bigger person, but I feel like I've been the bigger person for so long, and I still have that, can you tell, a little bit of bitterness left in me, for someone still claiming rights to my designs. And I still have that paper and the email saying that I am co-owner of the company. But I never had the funds to be able to go after her for that, and the company's not really worth anything right now. From what I can tell, she is barely making it through. So if I do end up meeting her, you can bet that 360 camera, because I'm gonna have a 360, so you all can be able to see. It is gigantic. It's 9 football fields, if I remember right, of nothing but pet products. There's grooming competitions, and there's food sections, and there's just, it's not all cat, it's every exotic. There's chickens, there's chicken harnesses, you name it, it is there. So I'm going to have the 360 camera up on a pole so you all can be able to look around and see what you want to see. But I'm also going to be doing lives from it, and hopefully some really good selfies. I got to meet Big Boy from Outcast, being an Atlanta person, and growing up literally but a few blocks from where Outcast grew up. I was on the, again, I told you I'm gonna stop. I was on the little bit nicer side of it, but they weren't in the really hood. They were in the middle, but it's still kind of ghetto. But so yeah, I'm a huge Outcast fan. So getting to meet Big Boy with his new toy line, Kathy Ireland's toy line, and meeting her in the past, Shorty from Parole Dogs, like, it's just a really cool event. There's so many people there. I think Chris from Colin Marmalade is going to be there. He's one of my buddies from different cat events. I adore him. He is so sweet. He's very shy and quiet, but when you finally get him to loosen up, he's quite the funny man. Oh, I should show Jackson Galaxy. Yeah, yeah. I might also mention to Jackson Galaxy that I like his new cat tree that they're talking about coming out with for Christmas next year. That looks exactly like the cat tree climber that I've been using the last few years for my cats, that I showed how to make out of corrugated plastic. That way people that didn't have to have a bandsaw or anything, you could do it by hand with just an X-Acto knife. His is of course going to be wood, and it pieces together so you can break it down, but it happens to look exactly like my cat tree. I wonder where they got the idea. Ooh. Could you imagine if Jackson Galaxy hired me to design cat toys for him? would be awesome. Just saying. I was like, if he's gonna steal my idea, let me hand it to him. Let me get a little bit of an income from it. Let's see. Woo, sorry, I went off on a rant, so I missed a few of these. Let's see. Uh, what is the best mice trap so you can let go as my cat keeps bringing? um, I'm a have a heart person, so I like the ones that keep them alive. And then when we have had rodents move into our house and share our house with us, we put have a hearts in our drop ceiling, and then Jeremy will walk them a few houses down to where the creek is and let them go. So maybe they can move into one of the other neighbors' houses first. So I'm a have a heart. I don't like any type of rat poison, just because I've seen so many pets die from it. There's two different types of rat poison. That could be another video of why not to use rat poison. Because one just depletes the vitamin K and makes the rat bleed out. And another one is, it shuts everything down. It's a whole neurotoxic. There is no saving a pet if they have eaten a rat that ate it even. There's nothing the vet can do. Your pet is a goner. Vitamin K deficiency, that one, we just give them supplements. And if we can still make them vomit it up, we do that too. So the vitamin K is a lot safer, but unfortunately the better of the rat poisons that are being sold now, and the majority of them are the ones that pets are goners if they get a hold of that food. And so many mouse traps don't actually kill them when they snap, so I don't like those either. So I am a big fan of, since it can't be anything that's just truly quick and you know it is, not that I want you to kill them anyways, have a heart. Just do the have a heart trap. And there are some that you can rent even. A lot of the, Cherokee County here where I live, the shelter has have a hearts that you can borrow. They have all sorts of different sizes. So if you're trying to catch a possum, a stray cat, or a rat, they have them for you. On a loaner type method. Let's see. Yeah, so the P.O. box will be changing. I'm glad that you're a subscriber to my husband. Let's see. Yes, I agree. I lean towards the fact that I need closure, and hell, if I'm going to do it, might as well have it on video. It's the life I live now. Because I know she hates confrontation, and as I have gotten older, especially since the few years of no longer being with the cat toy company, I've lost my filter. I have lost my give a damn. I unfortunately do say what is on my mind, and it's a good and a bad thing. If you ask if you look fat in an outfit, I'm going to tell you. I'm truthful with myself about that one too. I can tell you that one. But I realize that I am who I am. I shouldn't have to hide who I am. Just like my fluffiness, I am who I am. So I think talking to her would be different now, that I won't hold back on some of the things. But yeah, it could just be a worker at the booth and I never see her the entire time. But I will let that worker know not to trust that woman, no matter what she says. You say forgive her and move on, Anita does. That logically you feel it makes no sense. She did screw you, but you have to show that you're bigger. Oh, hi, Sean. And hi, by the way, if I haven't called you out by name. It's not that I don't appreciate you all. It's just sometimes there's people I know a little bit more, like Miss Klein, Sue, that's in the chat room. Miss Michelle's in here a lot. Kathy's in here. Mr. Meow Meow. What's up, dude? So the more I do lives, the more I get to recognize a lot more names. And of course, some of these names I also know from my husband's lives. So where are we heading at this point? Once we find land, and at least get it RV ready. Luckily, in this area, we do have a septic pump person that will come to your RV every week and suck out the poop. So I don't have to worry about trying to have a septic tank ready and getting permits for that and all that crap before we leave for our trip. So we will head down to Florida. Um, it's not really for any new cases, it's for follow up. Um, the two guys that are missing that were supposedly dumped in a car in Florida, I think that's how you say it, in Alabama. We're going to be heading that way. Like I said, the ring for the lady that was scuba diving and lost her wedding ring in the spring. Of course, they had a hurricane go through there, and it moved everything. So it makes it an even bigger area for Jeremy to have to try to find the ring. No matter what, as however long it takes, we will keep going back there and find that ring. Um, let's see. Oh, some people that do the cat shows. Cat shows, I never knew that they were so different than dog shows. Very cute. I love the little feistiness of some cats. Um, ugh. Joanne says she has a wild python that lives on her roof. Takes care of the rodent issue. I Granted, I'm a vet tech. I've done exotics. I can draw blood on a snake. I can place a catheter in a snake. Um, I don't know how I'd feel about a python living around. Yeah. Now with Ellie, oh God. So there was a live that my husband did. Goodness, probably almost 2 years ago now. No, Ellie's coming up on a year and a half old. So she was still a kitten, but somehow from our back door, it wasn't all the way shut with the way it's set up, and a little mouse got in. We've always gotten these gigantic honkers of rats, but this little mouse came in. Oh God, Jeremy's doing a live, and all of a sudden there goes the mouse across the floor, there goes the cat across the floor, and then I had to try to get the cat to let go of the mouse. Ellie did not want to let go of it. She crushed the thing before I could get it out of her mouth, so it did not make it. Um, but yeah. So Ellie is good at controlling the rodent population. The rest of my four cats could care less. Charlie might try to play with it, but he doesn't really know what to do with it. He's just my special little boy. And let's see. Yeah, your cat keeps bringing you mice. Yeah, they do. They do that. Luckily, my cats just bring me. Um, the cat that you saw curl up here, Cindy. Her thing is she likes to grab socks or underwear and walk through the house carrying them, howling, which is really good when you have guests over and she has your husband's boxers between her legs and she's strolling through the living room, howling. That's what she hunts. Um, let's see. Ellie is the huntress. She sure is. She's the one that you see the videos that she won't. Oh, that's one of the cat product companies. So I want to go to this cat event so I can maybe get some free products to try, but be able to talk to some of these companies because, um, I want them to know who I am. I want them to keep me on their radar as someone to work with in the future. Um, Hubby asks if that straw is part of the cat toys. Oh, this straw? Because I do have cat toys with this paper straw. My cats love playing with paper straws, by the way. Uh, so they like chewing on them and squishing them and then they roll. So you can just cut the straw in half and then let them roll it around the floor and they go nuts. But I've also made giant Q-tips out of them and I've made some other stuff. So just look around. Trying to read everything. Oh, Miss Maud from Spain. Hello. I like when I get people that aren't just Americans. It's kind of neat. Um, I do have a lot of family that is from Spain. I don't know them personally. I know the family tree. How's that? The Valier, I guess of the Valley or something like that. Yeah, that side of the family was a whole a neat family tree, but part of the Spanish royal family and the um, Netherlands royal family. I told you I'm snob. Come from the snob side, but yeah. So maybe one day I get to meet that side of the family, besides the ones that live here now. I'd love to go to Spain. Okay, live stream. You have 5 cats and ooh, 8 street cats. Sometimes we have outside cats. People frown upon it, especially here. We have a lot of coyotes, but you know, it is what it is sometimes. Oh, Sean says to please hit that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. Just so you know, YouTube and Facebook, like the more interaction you get with thumbs up and comments, the more it puts you out there. So even if you want to support a page, you don't have to get the money. Just liking, watching the video all the way through, especially watching it all the way through. Sometimes there are the ones where you're like, I just need to walk away and let it play. And that may happen with mine for all I know. But letting it play through, those type of things do help the channel. I know it's a little harder when certain channels have like hour-and-a-half long videos and you're like, let's just get to this. We need to get to the point. Oh, from Australia. Hello. Yeah, a lot of the brands may not be available in Australia, but there is an international section that has Australian companies that are going to be at the Global Pet Expo. So maybe I'll try to remember in the notes to say like where certain things are available if I find out. But oh, so the qualifying for Global Pet Expo, they have 2 different ways I can try to qualify for like media coverage, because I'm not a buyer. It's for wholesale buyers is what this is really for, this event. For people that buy for pet stores, mom and pop places, online stores, that type of thing. Groomers. I don't qualify as a YouTuber because you have to have just 5,000 subscribers. I'm at almost 15,000. By the time I send in the paperwork on Monday or Tuesday, I'll probably be at 15,000. But you have to have 500,000 watch hours a month. I am nowhere near that. Because I do so many shorts and like people try to just go through the videos so they can learn each step that they need. They don't sit there and watch it all the way through sometimes. Yeah. My husband gets 500,000 watch hours. I do not. He also has 500,000 subscribers. It makes a difference. So you have to have 5,000 subscribers and 500,000 watch hours a month. I don't qualify under YouTube terms. For other social media, you have to have at least 5,000 subscribers. That's it. I have 10,000-ish on Facebook. So, yep, I just hit 10,000 today. So sorry, looking at that. So hopefully that will help me qualify. I am not afraid to throw my husband's channel out there, even though like part of it is you have to, show pet toys on a regular basis on your channel. Okay, when I'm on my husband's channel, I don't show pet toys, but I'll just mention that that is also a possibility of boosting for them. Is he's got 600,000 on Facebook and almost 500,000 on YouTube. So yeah, hopefully I qualify. It will be an interesting experience because I can only take one person with me. And we we don't have anyone to watch kids, so Jeremy can't go with me. Um, and the vet that I worked with, who I would love to go with, just took on a new role as the shelter vet for our local shelter, and she is doing the mobile vet. So she is killing herself. And since she just did a contract with the shelter, I can't see her being able to take off for a week and 1 week or 1 month. Um, so, oh, take Adam's wife. Again, I don't think she can take off since she used up all her hours for her honeymoon recently. Um, and at some point, she is going to be forced to come down to Florida with us and take a few days off. But yeah, so I will travel by myself. Yes, I'll have Mace. Um, but yeah, I'm going to go down to Orlando, is where it's held. And the hotel I'll stay at's right on the considered property, so it's not like I have to go far. But yeah, I've never truly traveled by myself. Like, I've gone on airplanes by myself, but then I'm picked up at the airport by someone I know. So it'll be like 5 days of just me. Yeah, hopefully I get into it. Fingers crossed. And then if so, there's going to be a lot of content that comes out those few days, because I want you guys to see how neat this experience is. It is so big, and there's so many companies, and some of the big companies, they have afternoon cocktails and hors d'oeuvres for people. I like that Hills, Science Diet, they have a barista and like a little coffee sitting area where you go to the touchpad and you order what you want, and then all of a sudden you get this cappuccino or whatever drink. I'm a coffee junkie, and since 9 football fields, I think each day of the 3 days that I would do it in the past, I walked about 12 miles a day. So that's a lot of walking. Um, yeah. And who knows, maybe I'll get ideas for stuff that I can show you guys how to make. Um, or I might even, I try not to show you toys that I truly hate on how bad they're made. I rarely do that. I try to just do the positive things. But sometimes you see some really bad stuff there for cats or any pet. Um, so, yeah, he just, maybe I'll do a little section of things I hated. There's also new up and comers that will be there. People that are trying to get their brand new products out and known by the world. Like, if you ever saw, uh, oh God, what is that show called? Shark Tank. I've known several people that have been on Shark Tank. The guy that did cat wine, he actually puts on some of the or used to do some of the cat events, like snow cats. So these events where it's anything, everything cats. There's all these different booths you can go to. Like one of them at Pop Cats, there's an aerialist up in the air that is dressed as a cat, and like just so like up above my head as I'm selling cat toys, there's an aerialist dressed as a cat, and her tail's whipping around. They're really neat. If you're a cat person, try to look up. CatCon's the biggest one. Usually they get around 19,000 people that go to them, and that's in Pasadena. But there's like snow cats. Oh, there's one in Jersey City. Miami gets one. There's a couple different ones in Texas. Colorado gets some. And there's one in Washington. Ooh, and there's a cute little one, Witchy City Kitty, which is in Salem, Massachusetts. And it's a witch cat themed cat event. Which one of my favorite cat booth people that used, like, she'd be next to me at different cat events, she actually puts that on. So if you're a cat and witch person, especially in October, that is a great place to go, is Salem, Massachusetts. So yeah, And maybe I can get connections for these cat events of being able to go and talk. God knows I have enough information to share if they want to, do a class on making your own cat toys, what to make them from, how to make them safe, or talking about, litter box issues, behavioral issues. Um, you know, that's my cup of tea. Um, I mean, the cat toy company that I helped start, I was the one that decided that it needed to be veterinary based safe cat toys where we educated on what not to buy at the same time, because there's so many cat toys out there that are not good for your cat, are dangerous, and we end up removing later. Or God, I've seen stuff that's stuck in teeth. I've seen eyes that have been scratched or removed. Like, it's not just what they ingest. There's other stuff that can happen. I've seen toes ripped out. Yeah. Again, I did a lot of emergency work, and then I did cat only. So I've seen some really weird stuff. And I could have a vet sponsor me as a buyer. Yes, but if I ever go again, basically you have to stay registered through that same vet. And that's technically how we got in when we first started, was the vet it was a veterinarian that I was working with, that when our clinic went to hell, and got a new owner and it was a hostile takeover, she and I left at the same time and both decided that, we needed to do pet products, and eventually it became cat only. But so she was working part-time at a different vet that has a retail front to it, and they let us use their name, because as a wholesaler you have to show that you have sales and how many sales you have, and you have to show a lot of background. But yeah, so I really hope I get into it. Again, it'll be in end of March, so where are we? We're at the 10th, so 6 weeks. Um, yeah, and if there are any sort of toys or anything pet related you want to know about, if you want me, I am going to be trying to look for the best litter boxes that you can get in a store, because that is one of my big things that I push for, is litter box issues, and fixing them, because so many litter boxes are just too small. Or covered and just horrible. You don't think you have a problem until your cat starts peeing, and then you realize maybe I shouldn't have done that. But I want to try to find, because I have one litter box that has cat litter, which is like I think it's wheat based, and it clumps really, really well for a natural cat litter, and it doesn't leave dust on everything like Tidy Cat does. But I have a cat that really likes Tidy Cat, so I have the bigger litter box is Tidy Cat, and then the slightly smaller but not by much, still large litter box is Cat. It's hard to scoop because my type of scoop doesn't allow the pieces to go through so easily. So I'm going to be on the hunt for a scoop that works well with natural cat litters. And I want probably some type of sticky roller or something. I'm going to be looking for de-shedding stuff for furniture and things like that. Because again, 5 cats in an RV, you notice cat hair a whole lot quicker. Oh, the pine killed your sinuses. Yeah, I'm allergic to pine trees too. The wheat I haven't had an issue with, but it is in my daughter's bedroom, in the back bathroom. So, and 50% of the time she's scooping it. The problem with a lot of the pine cat litters is they're big pellets, and that crap hurts to step on. So if it hurts me to step on, the cat's probably not liking it either. So my thing is trying to find softer cat litters, and the Cat is still soft, but natural and a little bit bigger of pieces. It's not as fine as Tidy Kitty. And as someone who has Tidy Kitty next to their bed, because RV in space, I'm really tired of the fine pieces in my bed. Just gross. Every night we dust out the bed. And I can tell you, I am religious about at least every week washing my sheets, if not more often. I do have a kid trying to poke her head out. Uh-huh. You have fuzz in your hair, too.
I don't care.
She brushed her hair this morning, she says. All right, come here. Oh, you forgot to brush your hair?
Wait, no, I did. No.
I was going to say, you left my brush on the counter. We know, oh, God, it's shaking. Every live, oh, and there's a cat talking to her. They say, hi, Fee.
Hi.
Cindy says, stop moving. Oh, Cindy drooled all over the cover. So, yeah, I'm wrapping things up. And clawing the knee. But, all right. So, yep, she has to come into every live, even though she's told, do not leave that room. At least this time she let me get most of everything out. Because for some reason I can't keep a train of thought with her around at all.
Yeah, for some reason. Don't know why.
By the way, cold brew coffee, the not too sweet, I don't remember it's like stock brand STOK. It's like in a red label one, that not too sweet. Oh my God, it's perfect just the way it is. Yes, she is definitely a mini nug. Personality and all. When I was her age, I was extremely shy. Like, I couldn't talk to anyone. I've since made up for that. Now I can't stop talking, even when I should.
I just stepped in the drool.
Yeah, you stepped in the drool.
Yeah.
But, yep, you have icing on your forehead.
Icing?
Yeah, your lemon cake.
Oh. How did it get up there?
Welcome to my life. So yeah, sum it all up. Try out different cat beds. Don't just give your cat one cat bed or one style. Let them, make their choices. One day may be one way and one day may be another. And yeah, we're technically going to be addressless homeless coming up soon. The P.O. box will be changing as soon as we know exactly where we're buying. And oh, I was asked about building in here. We will not be building immediately, except for a storage building. It may be years till we get to build. Are you liking the adventure?
Yeah, except homeschool.
She's the one that, remember how I talked about social studies not being a fun thing? If you didn't have social studies as homeschooling.
Hey, it would be great.
They can't see you. She says it would be great. She's having to learn about the Chinese dynasties right now. I think it's interesting. She does not. Confucius say.
My cat changed its button.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And I have a cat that if I am in the seat, she's in it with me.
Behind.
Yeah, usually she's on my legs, but I don't have the recliner part out.
Don't be suspicious, don't be.
Do you think the cats are happy?
Yes.
Well, say what's on your mind when you make faces like that.
Yes and no, because sometimes they run up each other and then.
Well, we have where they wrestle and play a lot. Cindy used to be the one that beat up everyone.
And now Charlie.
And now Charlie will hop on her back and try to beat her up. For the most part, we let it play out because there's a lot of studies showing that if you actually break up the fights, you can make the fight worse the next time. Just so you guys know.
I have not done Egypt yet.
Yeah. Egypt. Did you have to learn about Egypt yet?
No.
Soon. I think that's after the Chinese
No, I feel like that's like 2 chapters behind.
It's going to be this year, I have a feeling.
I want it to be next year.
But, yeah, hers doesn't make her have to memorize dates. Someone said that they had a hard time with social studies because of the dates. Hers is more,
Taking notes. I can't memorize anything.
well, it's theories. And, like, right now she's learning about the dynasties with Confucius and, like, the different social theories that came about during the Zhou Empire. Can you tell who learned it? Not her.
Gavin kept looking at this and he doesn't realize that.
Yeah. Here's my wee man.
Now you come in.
So, yep. So that's where we are. She wants to go to the Global Pet Expo with me, and I try to explain to her that she'll get bored if I start talking to someone, and then she'll annoy me because she wants me to keep moving so she can see all the stuff.
No, I won't. I swear I won't. I swear I won't.
But I think I'll do better my first time.
Your first time? Huh?
As an influencer. On my own. Sorry.
You said like a while back I could go with you.
Back when I used to work the cat events. Oh gosh, Gab, walk lightly. Stomp, stomp. When I used to go to like cat con and stuff like that, I told her when she was a teenager she could start coming with me.
I'm a preteen.
She's still 11.
I'm still small for my height.
Let's see. So yeah, we are transitioning with everything, and one of the things I am looking forward to, the people that make this outdoor cat tent, that's like a pop-up tent but safe, like where they can't easily escape, with like a tunnel system you can connect to it, like there's different modular parts to it. Hold on, baby. They're going to be at this expo, and I have written them and never heard back, but the only way to contact them is their general contact page. So I have already figured out how to be able to rig it to the RV where the cats can go out into this cat tent, and it's like a 4x6 area, and then it's 6 feet tall, with the tunnel system, and then it has little offshoots, kind of like a hamster cage with the maze stuff. It's really neat, and it can be used for home use, travel use, RV use. So they need to sponsor, or at least let me test out some of their products. And if you saw the cat backpack that I reviewed, they are going to be there too. They did the updates to it that I suggested, with being able to lock it easily so the cats couldn't get out of the zipper. The cat, like how you attach to their collar, the leash part of it, is now expandable. Yeah, so retracted.
What does that mean?
Message was retracted. That means she decided, like, she made a mistake when typing and deleted it.
I was in the middle of
But
reading
so the cat backpack company is going to be there with the new form of that backpack. So they've written me to let me know that they have updated it. You can get it through Amazon with the safety protocols that I suggested that they needed. So I was very flattered. Because a lot of the time companies, they're like, we're not changing anything. Immediately they put into effect the changes. So I was impressed. And they have a new cat carrier that they're going to be showing at the expo too. So I'm looking forward to that. And
I still don't get why I can't come with you.
Mom's gotta do her thing. I gotta work it.
What?
Yeah, so basically I did beta test their product. They thought they had a finished product. I did not. But they told me, I told them I couldn't make the video without saying what I thought of it. But they told me to still make it and let everyone know that they Immediately they put an extension, like an extra clasp on um, the collar part of it. So they were already adding that to what they had at Amazon, and they were selling extra locks for the zippers, or not selling, but giving away, that they would send with it. So immediately they put into action ways to fix it, and then they built into the new products their fix. Yeah, you have to keep an eye on your dad.
I got my eye on you.
There's going to be a lot of Fortnite when I'm gone, and there better be some homeschooling.
Oh, the second option. I don't.
He
think
just
so.
won't help with the math. What happens when Daddy helps with math?
Wrong. Wrong. Wrong.
He's not cut out for 5th grade math.
He's not cut out for any math.
So, my brutal honesty may have worn off on one of my other kids, or one of my kids. I hope he's watching while he's driving. Well, not watching, but he listens to stuff. So maybe he's listening while he's driving back with that boat. Hello, Miss Carol. Let's see. Just dropping in. Yeah, he's not good at math. Not good at all. Don't you like how autocorrect makes nug into bug? You know what you typed.
No.
They told you it was wrong. Yeah. Nug is not good at math or boat motors.
Or either.
Yeah, he blows up boat motors.
Easily.
Mm-hmm. So, this new boat, the first thing he is having done is having the mechanic for the boat motors take a look at it before he gets on the water, so he's not stranded again, because there's nothing like being in the heart of a giant city, or a giant river in a city like Jacksonville and having your boat die. Great. Barges going by and no motor, pulling out the trolling motor to try to get out of the way. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys know of any type of products you're looking for, if it's wand toy attachments, like I said, litter box issues, or like different styles of litter boxes, I am going to be on the lookout for a automatic litter box that is a good size. This girl down here can't fit in any of the automatic litter boxes that are on the market. I have been sent or emailed by a company that has one that would allow her to get in it, but it stands like 3 feet tall altogether, and where the litter is 2 feet up, so they have to take 2 different steps to get up into the box. My 17-year-old cat can barely get on the couch or into the bed. She's not going to do that to go to the bathroom. And with all the steps and its extra compartment and like it's this weird tip back thing, its footprint is so gigantic because the litter space is so big. So yeah. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for a good automatic litter box, one that, like, the stupid little robot. Everyone loves that darn thing, and the area for the litter is literally 16 inches is where the litter is. Yes, because of the shape of it, it goes out, so your cat has more space in the top, but that doesn't matter. Where they squat is what matters. So, yeah. Big Bertha right here can't get in a box like that and turn around. So, thank you all for joining me. And again, what I was trying to say is, if you want to see something neat at the expo, definitely pay attention because I'm going to be going live a lot. I think I'll if I see something good that's in the dog section too, I think I'll show you. Or some of the cute chicken stuff. They have ferrets there that you can play with.
Ferrets? Now I have to come.
I stay away from the guinea pigs and the rabbits because I sneeze. But yes. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they accept me. I'll be sending in the application on Monday or Tuesday. So we shall see. And let's see. Oh, dang good show. Well, thank you. I put on makeup for this. It's been a while. And oh, if you know of any rescue groups or especially cat rescues, share my video about behavioral issues with the litter box and how to fix them. There's a lot of good information in there, and I pulled stuff from like the top uh, behavioral scientists, the experts for cats. It's their information that I'm using. It's not just like what I feel. It's truly proven stuff, university proven, just put in a context all together so people can use it. Um, so if you're a vet tech, work with a cat rescue, please, please, please share this information. Um, on my last day as a like full-time vet tech, that was one of the calls I got, was a lady wanting to euthanize her mom's cat because the cat was peeing inappropriately and she didn't feel like trying to figure out what was causing the problem. It was annoying to her. So she wanted to euthanize the cat. And that is unfortunately a phone call we get a lot. I'd like to say it doesn't happen, but it happens every month, if not more. So yeah, and that's why cats are taken back to shelters or taken to shelters. So please share that video out there. It needs to make it around so people know that they have a whole lot of different things that they can try to fix inappropriate urination or bowel movement issues. So, all right. Thank you all. Take care. And I'm going to take this spaz and go feed her dinner.
Yeah!
Even though she just ate cake.
That was like an hour ago.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.